All right, some music now that we're going to have coming up. And you may have seen this next presenter on CBS This Morning. He's an Austin-based singer-songwriter with 15 albums spanning a career of 3 decades. He continues to write and tour the U.S. and Europe, along with exploring innovative ways to use songwriting in education and service. You will hear the folk, rock, and Americana influences with the storytelling roots of his home state of Texas. Please welcome Darden Smith.
Hello. So, thank you very much for that intro. What an amazing group of people up here. I feel like I'm going to do my best to keep up. So, all that I'm here to talk today about songwriting with soldiers. Hey, you can go ahead and put that first slide up there. There you go. Songwriting with Soldiers. 5 years ago, I started this Songwriting with Soldiers with my friend Mary Judd to bring together civilians and military, collaborate on songs. I'm a songwriter. It's where I started out my life. Not a veteran, never served in that way. But I'm fascinated with collaboration. I'm fascinated with bringing people together. Put up that next slide there. I'll just sing you a song here first off to kind of give you an idea about what we do at Songwriting with Soldiers. This is a man named Rob Robichaux, Vietnam vet. Came to a retreat, and his wife found the retreat and brought him. Rob walked into the retreat center and turned around and walked right out. Said, "This is not for me." His wife said, "Yes, it is, because I have the car keys." Rob spent the last 50 years trying to get home, you could say. We sat down and wrote this song, telling me how he works with other veterans to help them overcome their issues and navigate the road home, I guess. Hey there, brother. I can see your face. I can tell you've been to some other place. Probably feeling lost, a little alone. So just between us, let me welcome you home. And most of your family, and most of your friends, I wish you were just like you were back when. They want to hear some stories. They want to raise a toast. But they don't want to give you what you need the most. You're okay. You've just come so far. You're living life after the war. So hey there, sister, I know you've seen some bad things, and I ain't come around. I know what that brings. They got a little name for it, PTSD. Well, I got it too. Yeah, you're just like me. You're gonna be okay. You've just come so far. Now you're living life after the war. You're living life after the war. Yeah, so don't go to the bottle, don't go to the meds. That ain't gonna cool the ghost in your head. Lean on your brothers to get what you need. Lean on your sisters, lean on me. We're gonna be okay. We've just come so far. We gotta keep living life after the war. Yeah, we gotta keep living life after the war. Those aren't my words, they're Rob's words. 2.5 hours we sat and talked and wrote that song. The point of Songwriting with Soldiers is to collaborate. We intentionally bring civilian songwriters to partner and collaborate with soldiers, veterans. When I say soldiers, I'm sorry, Marines. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm a civilian. We're not Air Force, everybody. I love everybody, man. Even the Coast Guard. Yeah. But we're not teaching songwriting. I don't want any competition. And but also, it's not my skill. I'm not a very good teacher, actually. I'm a songwriter. What we do is we bring songwriters together, professional songwriters, my buddies, friends of mine who are, number one. They've written a bunch of number one. I'm the only guy I think that we work with that doesn't have a number one song. But to collaborate, to come together, to share. I believe that through collaboration, you can cross over the imaginary divide. What I see as an imaginary divide between civilians and military. We think it's there. I was a victim of this as well. I was a member of the 99. I am still a member of the 99% that didn't serve. And I had thought I had nothing in common with soldiers until I talked, until I actually had a conversation. Songwriting and collaboration as an artist, bringing myself and putting myself out there with my skill, which is songwriting, helps me cross over that imaginary divide. And the reason I call it imaginary divide is the reason I thought it was there is because I was thinking it was there. As soon as I stopped thinking it was there, it disappeared. Note to self, make sure your notes are turned in the right direction. So we bring these, we use collaborative songwriting as Songwriting with Soldiers. We use collaborative songwriting to create connections, build community, create and build strengths, to show veterans and civilians the power of who they are and the power of their story. We're 5 years old. We've had over 30 retreats, along with participating in one-day programs and writing in many different formats. The one thing we're not is we're not therapists. We're not military. We're civilians. We're not a political organization or a religious organization. We're artists. And we approach it from an artistic point of view. My co-founder, Mary Judge, she comes at it. She has a background in positive psychology, which is the study of what makes us well. We believe in post-traumatic growth. It's all based on a conversation, people talking. That's what Rob Robichaux. We wrote that song. Rob hadn't been able to sleep with his wife, Roseanne, for 45 years. For many reasons I'm sure you can understand. It was just the nighttime was a dangerous time for Roseanne and for Rob. The night after we wrote the song, Rob and Roseanne slept together for the first time in 45 years. He woke up the next day and he goes, I didn't have any nightmares last night. What was that? What is that? What happened? I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. Next slide, please. This is Mongo. Mongo came to a retreat of ours at Boulder Crest Retreat Center in Virginia. And Mongo, we work with a lot of EOD, explosive ordnance disposal groups. This was a couples retreat. Songwriting with Soldiers, we work with couples and families. It's a couples retreat, so Mongo was there with his wife, and we sit down to write a song. And Mongo is also one of the largest human beings I've ever been around in my life. He's huge, and I never learned his last name. It was just Mongo. And Mongo sat down, and the first thing he said was, "Hey, before we get started, I think this is stupid. And I'm not going to tell you any stories." I said, "Okay, great." So we got talking, and he goes, "Yeah, I was another songwriter was there with me, a guy named David Foreman." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to tell you any stories. I just think I'm better off just being a man behind the curtain over here." And I looked at David and I went, "Man behind the curtain. Great song title." And Mongo goes, "Stop it." So we talked for about 30 minutes, and we're kind of floating around the story, and Mongo's wife knew what was going on. She said, "I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, and I'll be back in a bit." And she gets up and walks away, and Mongo goes, "That's all right, honey. I'm not going to tell them any stories." She goes, "Okay." He was gone about 20 seconds, and Mongo goes, "Okay, here's a story I've never told anybody. And here's another story. Here's another story. Well, I just want to be that man behind the curtain. I don't want to let you see inside of my mind. I don't know, but I believe the curtain is the one thing I must always stand behind. And I've always been that man behind the curtain. And I wish I could make these memories go away. Waking up gasping for breath at night, hurting. It's the same old dream, and I dream it every day. I've got stories I can never tell. Been to the hill overlooking hell, and I looked down. I turned around. I need to know you by my side, 'cause with you and God I'll be alright. I'm certain that I need you to love that man behind the curtain. I'll always be that man behind the curtain. It's keeping me safe, and it's keeping you safe too. We're both better off living with the curtain. It keeps the dark away and lets the sunlight through. I got stories I can never tell. I've been to the hill overlooking hell, and I looked down, and I turned around. I need to know you by my side, 'cause with you and God I'll be alright. I'm certain that I need you to love that man behind the curtain. I need you to love that man behind the curtain. Next slide, please. We sang the song at the concert We do a little concert at the end of our retreats. I'm crying, Mongo's crying, everybody's crying. Oh, I should say first, after we wrote the song, when we were crying there too, I got up to give Mongo a hug, and Mongo put his hand out. There was a force field around Mongo. You couldn't get in. He said, I'm not a hugger. All right. We hugged. This is us at the concert. I'm singing Mongo's song here, and Mongo, after the song, I'm a puddle, man. You know, I'm an artist, you know, so I'm crying all the time. Mongo stands up and he comes over to me and he goes, "You look like you could use a hug." He lifted me up off the ground. What is that? How does a man go from saying this is stupid to telling me all of his stories that he never told anybody, to hugging me in the course of 48 hours? I don't know what that is. I think it's collaboration. I think it's me bringing myself, them bringing themselves to meet. We're involved in a research project right now to find out what happens in the brain with collaboration. What are the effects of collaborative songwriting on post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury? We're very excited about that because we want to know what it is. I'll end this, but they're telling me to stop. The video doesn't work, but the clock works. And so it was a little joke. But for the artists out there,
you have a skill set. Everybody has a gift. I look at this, and for everyone, not just the artists, but especially to the artists in our community, you have a gift. Get your gift. You know, I say when we're young, we have to focus on ourselves. You have to, if you're a creative person, you have to be egocentric. You have to be selfish. You have to direct the energy towards yourself. That's how you achieve mastery. Okay? Once you get that mastery, once you learn how to do what you do, turn the light outwards, shine it into the world. Same energy. Shine it in the world. There's somebody in the woods who needs your light. You could be the person to help them out. You met him out in the woods, got him out in the woods. You could be the one in the woods. Shine your light out. Somebody can help. People always say thank you for what you're doing for the vets. It's not just for the vets, it's for us too. For civilians. Come together. Step across the imaginary divide. I don't know if we can change the world, but by giving of your gift, you can change a life.